I have never played Kentucky Route Zero before. I don't know what it is or what kind of game it is or anything. This is another subscriber suggested game, and in those cases I just go on Steam and buy it, and I don't read anything, so as blind as you can possibly be. Start Act 1. Save slot 0, 1, or 2. I like the art style already. Opening screen reminds me of Full Throttle. Interesting. Moving truck rumbles softly to itself. Pin on its side are the words, Sets Antiques. I like that it's got graphics, but it's kind of in the style of a text adventure. An old hound and a straw hat. Both have seen better days. Attendant. Do you hear that wreck? Truck full of bottles. Whiskey, lost a tire or something. Spilled booze and glass all over the interstate. Power shut off. What's your dog's name? Conway. His name is Homer. His name is Blue. Just some dog. I don't know his name. Oh, that's cool. His name, her name. Sweet old hound. I used to know a dog like that. I wonder if I'm, like, making these things true by selecting them, right? Driving all evening looking for 5 Dogwood Drive. How long have you been working here? I like the camera angle here too. It's so zoomed out. Dogwood Drive's on the other side of the... Well, to get there, you've got to take the 0 with weird effects on the word 0. Tough route to find. You can use my computer to look up directions. Down in the basement, reset the circuit breaker. Okay, and now the basement door is glowing to tell you where to go. Cool. I got a lamp. Nice. I can turn it on and off, it looks like. Okay. I like the font they're using. Reminds me of like a Tandy computer with the white and the green. I might need to use the mouse for this game. Let's see. Dusty, rusty sign is bolted onto the wall. These are the rules. No open flames near the gasoline. No consumption of beer or spirits in the premises. In case of sudden darkness, don't panic. It's Metroidvania. Fewer than 3 minutes of every hour. Creepy. Yeah, I like the lighting down here. Basement people. Emily, Ben, and Bob sit in the folding chairs behind a worn card table. Papers, oddly shaped dice, and highway maps cover the tabletop. Playing a tabletop RPG about driving a truck or something? You all seen a breaker box down here? Did you hear something? Here are the rules again. You said you rolled a 5, right? That means you get to pick up your marker and move it anywhere on the map. Dropped a 20-sided die. Okay. Cool. I can like click on other things to make them... bounce around, it looks like. This is just a little bit nuts. Oh, game piece, because glows in the dark. Wonderful. Except the glowing 20-sided die and inspects. The number 5 is facing up. It's just a small piece of plastic, but it has a reassuring, almost comforting weight. Cool. Oh, that's where I'm sending him when I click. Okay, like a little pin. Are they gone now? That's weird. Place the 20-sided die on the table. Breaker. Kind of creepy. So far, this game reminds me of Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery. Joseph. Between gas pumps and a Queen Anne armchair. Roll they go. There it is. Just listen to those lights whine. Yep. Some people down in your basement playing some kind of game, but they're gone now. That lamplight was playing tricks on you, huh? Password is, you just feel it out. Muscle memory. Yeah, I mean, I have that too. Like a short poem. You'll figure it out. Great. Computer. Conway taps a key, waking the computer from its reverie. User, Conway. Password. Stars drop away. Moon throbs. Password accepted. How's it going in there? Figure it out? Sure you are. Games. Address book. Dogwood Drive. Address Dogwood Drive is not real. Kez residence, 100 Macondo Lane. Head northeast on 65 and turn left as soon as you see that ugly tree that's always on fire. Look for the barn at the base of the mountain there. Can't miss it. While you were down there, I loaded that old TV of mine onto your truck. Okay, like that's a weird thing to do. Maybe she'd want it back at home. It's a nice TV. I wonder what the games are on the computer. I'll go check that really quick. Games is not real. Message one is from Donald at hotmic.mail. Counts at consolidated.mail. Outstanding, urgent. Urgent automated message. Your account is overdue by more than 14 days. Low reliability, dirty power plus plan. Consider making a payment immediately to obviate the need for us to switch you to sustained brownout select. That's great. Donald. Fragments dim of lovely forms. I know it's been a while, I know you're still sore, but there's a whole world in here. We need your help to unmask it. Caves are cold and damp, and we are old and lame. Maybe you found your own Xanadu. Cool. Yeah, I like the tone of this game so far. It reminds me a lot of that sword and sorcery game that Ganymede Native shared forever ago. How's it going, Blue? How about a treat? Reminds me a bit of your old man, Ira. I like the way that they're directing the dialogue options here. What do you think of this place? It's odd, I never noticed it driving by. Moving truck rumbles softly to itself. Painted on its side are the words Lysette's Antiques. Yeah. Didn't mean to click it again. Whoops. Kind of when it gets back on the road. I like phrasing it like that too. Not get back on the road. 65. That's interesting. Really? Notes. Head northeast on 65 and turn left as soon as you see that ugly tree that's always... Wow, they were being literal about that, okay. I thought it was going to be a cutscene. That's kind of crazy. Turn left as soon as you see the ugly tree that's always on fire. Okay. If this is actually a map of Kentucky, I assume the answer is no. Tall black oak burns on a hill above the road. Cool. I like that screen a lot. Act 1, Scene 2. How you doing, Blue? Our house is up the hill a bit. Maybe I can borrow you a treat up there. Oh, one sec. My mouse is bound to the screen. I need to get it back onto my streaming PC. Bear with me one sec. Okay. I think we're okay now. Okay. I like how things come into focus, or like there's that sequence where you said go in the basement and a light just kind of very slowly appeared. Family graveyard is set off to the side of the house. Headstones are described with the surnames of the unfortunate. Nowakowski, Padilla, and Marquez. Light switch. Yo. That's a weird thing to say to someone who just walks into your house. See what a lovely house we have. Do you like it? Have you been here before? Did you happen to see an owl? Nope, never been here before. Here when this house was built, it's never been strange to me. There used to be another house here, but we had it destroyed and we built this one. What do you do for work? Is it too difficult or do you like it very much? I was once a mathematician. I drive deliveries for a small antique shop. Shouldn't even be here, but I just stayed. Actually, I have a TV here that I think belongs to you. Knows I'm going to the 0. Okay. I didn't even notice the character was holding it on the way in. The presentation in this game, I've not quite seen anything like it. It's not how it's supposed to look. You made a mistake setting it up. Is it a foreign object to you? I thought she heard ghosts and static. Dad thought it was radioactive. I know how to set up a TV. Okay, I'm skeptical. Time to start paying attention now, Conway. Look at the television. Surrealist walking sim, yeah. It's a cool zoom in. What do you keep out in that barn? Used to be tools and feed, then books. Now I think it's mostly spiders. That's a shame to fixes TVs for a living. Your cousin? My father's brother's daughter, Shannon. We're about the same age. We used to be. She's older now. That's weird. She has a workshop up north a ways by the lake. This reminds me of like some of the eerie or Courage the Cowardly Dog episodes. I really like the tone of that show. It was just like constantly mildly creepy. Back on 65 heading north, take the first right after the artificial limb factory. Now for something completely different. A man with a tape recorder up his nose. She gone now? Of course she is. Really got creepy. You mean like Encourage the Cowardly Dog? Creepy maybe isn't even the right word. It's more like unsettling. Mildly unsettling is a very difficult thing to balance, right? It's a different feeling from spooky. I think it's a different feeling from creepy. Definitely different from scary. I've seen several movies, like a lot of David Lynch movies are mildly unsettling. Sometimes they escalate to extremely unsettling, but the cinematography in this game too. He doesn't want to stay any longer. Situational uncanny valley. That's an interesting way to put it. Something is just kind of off, or things are just kind of off. Back on 65 heading north, take the first right after the artificial limb factory. He runs alongside the highway and then turns toward a dirty brick building. A grinding drone from in the building is failing the auto of the interstate. Large sign partly clear to the trees reads Mere Artificial Limb Factory. Oops, didn't need to read it again. On-ramp? Elkhorn Valley. Take it easy, Blue. Entrance. I wonder if you say it's a random dog, if the dog isn't following you after that. Be cool. Shannon speaks into the large brick cell phone held up to her ear. Oh, interesting. I'm controlling a different character. It's fine, I'll figure it out. I trust him not to just change the locks. I like how they're communicating information through dialogue options without us hearing the other side of the phone. I haven't seen too many games do this. You've definitely seen one-sided phone conversations in movies that are trying to do some exposition. They can give you exposition even through the options you didn't select, which is pretty genius. Okay, you're right. Talk to you tomorrow. Love you. What's up? Stranger. And now Conway talks on his own. Do you believe, are you here to kick me off the property? Do you believe in ghosts? You don't belong here either, do you? You just out wandering? And you drive a lot. It's me in the road mostly when the sun's out. Is that your job, driving? It's also like social uncanny valley too, just the way that people talk. Like, you shouldn't be able to walk into someone's house and have them start asking you personal questions immediately, or the first time you run into a rando in a dark alley to be like, are you lonely? Like, it's cool. It adds to the feeling of offness. What kind of stuff are you hauling? One recession after another. Clear 5 Dogwood Drive, and I can't remember ever seeing that address before. Take a highway called the Zero. I love the effect on that word. Met a young lady named her Weaver Marquez, and she sent me this way, so here I am. So it's been like anyway here. And now I'm switching to Conway. That's pretty cool. I like it. Never heard of the damn Zero. That doesn't sound like a real highway, but I know Weaver. I've known her all my life. She's my cousin. Weaver doesn't lie. One time when we were younger, she told me my dad had been in a terrible car wreck. Very upset, crying, and my dad walked in the door. I'd just come back from a trip to the junkyard collecting scrap metal. Weaver's not a puzzle, she's a mystery. So maybe the Zero is down here somewhere. Got business down here myself. This game feels very Twin Peaks so far. I may have to come down here to the old Elkhorn mine. She said I'd find something I've been looking for. What are you looking for? Not sure. Because I liked Life is Strange, and it felt very inspired by Twin Peaks, but it didn't have the weird eeriness of Twin Peaks. You're here to measure connectivity, frequency response, stuff like that. Maybe we can find a way to put a signal out ahead. Topology. Okay. Sure, let's look around. Say, no work tomorrow. Okay. This game is like crazy high resolution. So I wonder, turn the controller back on. If I can shrink it to like 720p so it'll be easier for y'all to see, maybe? Hopefully I didn't crash it. I didn't save. It might be easier to see now. Sorry, it took me 27 minutes to attempt that. I didn't realize the whole game would be so zoomed out. I think it still works. The light on the front of it is off. Energies have to pay just to run the fans and the lights. They got paid in these shitty plastic tokens, coal script. You want to run the fans for a bit to clear the air up, you have to put a token in. Lame. Good riddance to coal. Can we power it up? Free up some power with the PA system. Everything's rationed. Here, set up that lamp of yours and I'll go unplug the ceiling lights. Fidgets with the change in his pocket. Well, you measure the echo delay time and figure out how deep the tunnels run. Just make some noises into the mouthpiece. Scrapes a coin. Oh, that's cool. Hums a deep tone. Whistles. Damn, that's a long delay. These tunnels run deep. A rupture joined up with a cave system. Say anything that comes into your head. Tell me a story about something. What did you have for breakfast today? Here's a story. I used to work doing roof repair. Like, both of these are probably true. Sometimes I can't tell whether I'm making narrative declarations or I'm choosing what to share with another character and that both are real. I feel like that's what's cool about the very first question about the dog, because the first question about the dog clearly sets up that some of your choices are making narrative declarations, right? Because they contradict one another. They can't all be true. I like the sound of talking. She made biscuits. I made some red-eye gravy. Talked about her late husband, Ira. We heard that name before. Then we just sat there for a bit. Tunnels are pretty cramped. Low ceilings, hope you're ready to stoop. You know if the air is readable or if it's too thin or too dense. Sit real close to the mouthpiece and breathe. I'll measure the resonance of your breath with the air in the tunnels. Is that a thing? Conway breathes and thinks about the road. Conway breathes and thinks about resting. There's a moment earlier in the day. Remembers a moment when he was younger. The audio's creepy. Visualizes a cold drink. Breathes and relaxes a peel of feedback and loose rock and Gulson. That's not good. Maybe don't breathe into the thing next time. Scene 4. Elkhorn Mine. Jesus, are you alright? What the hell? My leg is stuck. Put any weight on that leg? It's all messed up. Ride this tram right out of the auxiliary exits. What about the on-ramp? Controls are over on your side. Let's get moving. Oh, I see. I can control the whole thing. I thought I was still controlling the character. That makes more sense. It's a cool segment. Why would I turn the light off? Turntable. Here we are. It's maybe hard to believe. It's hard for me to believe myself, but this whole branch was underwater last I heard. How did that happen? Bored a hole into an underground lake. Sanitized for the bereaved. Okay, so they're trying to set up that there's like minor ghosts in here since they planted the idea of ghosts earlier. You lost some people down here, didn't you? We all lost people down here. It's junk hanging up around the turntables from the company store. Just junk, you know? Are there any other, like, what's the word? Occupations that are dependent on scripts for payment? I feel like I've always heard that associated with miners, but it's mostly just because, like, the mining companies are so large that they were basically a small little town or a small little government. They're issuing their own currency. Tracking the animal bones and the rowboats, so... That's creepy. The bat feeder and the scarecrow, the pendulum and the casket. The creepy effect on the text. Oh, cool. Rotating the perspective. That's cool. I love how slow this is. It builds a lot of dread, right? Tape player. Load with tape and star for power. Pretty creepy. Didn't know those were still down here. What was that? It's a tape player down there. One of those old reel-to-reel setups. When this mine was active, a couple folk music archivists spent time recording miner songs. Huh. Stayed at the margins, observed, took notes, and then sometimes they get someone on lunch break to sing into their microphone. Give the archivist coal script tokens. Did your parents sing? They don't know if she's telling the truth or not. I like that this game, now that I've played it more, establishes a lot in the first, 5 minutes. Like I said earlier, it teaches you about the fact that you're making narrative declarations. It establishes that something spooky is afoot with the D&D players, that suddenly disappear. Turntable room, right? From the track between the pendulum and the casket, so animal bones and the robos are where we started. Guess let's finish going left, right? We didn't go left on this track last time. There's some significance to that crack in the ceiling. I don't think so. Stage. It's almost totally intact. I thought it would have been destroyed. What is this place? Destroyed by what? It's a recording studio. Kind of thrown together, but where the archivists would record. So they sequestered themselves down by that tape deck we found. Oh, okay. To get branching dialogue paths based on the order you check stuff out. What do you think the archivists were after? Intonation, subject matter, diction, all those little details no one really thinks about. Oh, there's a lot of force feedback. I was using the mouse for a bit there because it was easier to interact with stuff, but controller is vibrating something fierce. Well, that's interesting. I think the cart gets faster after you've already been to a place. Let's try the bat feeder and the scarecrow. See the crazy perspective shift. Let's go and you can see the boat there. There's the scarecrow. Broken track. Tracks are all messed up here. The tram isn't going any further. I wonder what's down that tunnel. Hear that? Kind of a muffled rumbling. We're near the surface. Kind of looks like a highway out in the bottom left corner. I wonder why they stopped digging so abruptly here. Maybe they hit a pipe or something. Interesting. Can't turn off the light here. That's the bat feeder. That might end up being progress back where that was a second ago. So this game benefits from using both the controller and the mouse. Animal bones in the rowboat. This time we have to go right. That's spooky looking. Hey, it's the exits. Deliver the package to 5 Dogwood. But I think it's more about immersing yourself in the weird, unsettling atmosphere. That's kind of cool. It also does some fun narrative tricks like this one where it messes with which perspective you're taking and puts the other character into like an autopilot mode. The only other game I've seen do that was, I feel like Mother 3 and Earthbound both did that. I feel like I must have played another one. Golden Sun, maybe? Where like whoever the player character was a silent protagonist, but occasionally they wouldn't be the player character. And then they would just have automatically written like scripted lines that would speak normally. Sure, okay, I'll be right here. Yeah, it's Golden Sun, right? Because like Isaac has normal dialogue when you're not controlling him. Helmets. That's creepy. Doggo's okay. He just head out on his own? That's weird. You technically could talk in the first game, suddenly can't, yeah. I kind of like that. small desk in the middle of the room lay 3 notebooks. The first one is labeled J. Marquez, the green one is labeled R. Marquez, and the blue one is unlabeled. It's full of Greek letters and cryptic mathematical formulas. Near the back of the book, first looks like it might be an esoteric German shorthand. Is actually a love poem written in anagrams. Characters are only silent when you control them. That's cool. I feel like if you're going to do a silent protagonist at this point, it's fun to do something with it like that. You know, you can do something like Prey, where the protagonist is silent, but there's recordings of the protagonist before the start of the game where he or she has a voice, which I think is really neat. Or like Crosscode, where the protagonist being silent is a bug. Painted the delicately rendered charcoal drawing. Mr. Portraits of rugged faces near the middle of the book. 2 drawings of a young girl in a miner's helmet. This place. Notebooks are labeled Marquez. Your parents are the archivists? Weaver's parents are the archivists. My parents were miners. That's interesting. I assume that I was limping when I came out because I specified how fucked up my leg was earlier, and that if I had said it was fine, there wouldn't have been a difference here. Maybe that's best. I'm driving since I was 9. So I need to find the 0. Weaver doesn't lie. If she sent you here to find your on-ramp, this is where you should be looking. Up there back at the farmhouse. If you want to head to first, let me know. I think he's limping even more now that I said that it hurts. It's cool. How's it going, Blue? Blue, this is Shannon. Haha. Nice to meet you, Blue. Do you help with the driving? I've got some dried banana slices in my bag. Take care of your friend here, and there's more where that came from. Aw. Guess this is your truck? Surprised? It's kind of old. No, I'm not surprised. I guess it's an antique, too. Suits you. Conway heads back into the night. Get the sense that it's like permanently nighttime in this setting. Alright. Notes. Still don't have notes. Shannon Marquez's workshop by the lake. Let's try going to her workshop, I suppose. Right where Paonia and Wax Road meet. Okay, so there's an end of the map. Bacon Creek, Priceville, Frenchman Knob, Raider Hill, Cub Run, Charlie Morin, Happy Valley, Dixie. Try checking in on the Marquez farmhouse again. Maybe it'll do something different if I come here with Weaver. Act 1, Scene 5. Yeah, I wonder if the story changes order based on, like... Like, if Scene 5 is always here, or it would have been Scene 5 if I had gone somewhere else, right? Man, I shouldn't have specified that his leg was fucked up. He's really slow now. Blue is such an old dog. Yeah, I love this transition here where you can't see the house. Hey, she's helping me to walk. That's cool. Now it's slightly faster. I like it. I like how it happened wordlessly, too. It lets you suffer for a second. Maybe buried here, you know. It's decorative, I guess. It's art or something, I don't know. What are the names in the headstones? I don't know those names. Maybe the people who lived here before? They had a symbolic meaning. You see, that was for my parents. Now I don't know. Thanks for the help, Shannon. That was very nice of you. Our sister's gone. Weird. You gonna fix the TV? Where Weaver and her parents lived. Took out a bunch of loans and had this place built. Do you have any debts? I owe some people some apologies. That's pretty good. Till the company store found a way to get to them. Dad, it was tokens around the fans and air purifiers. My mom was canaries. Weaver had debt too, a lot of it, all tuition. He was a mathematician? Something about using math to translate between Spanish and English. Eventually, Weaver put all those math skills to work on all the red numbers in the family checkbook and got a clear sense of just how hopeless their situation was. So she left. Drove away in the middle of the night. Woke up in the morning and the car was gone. Never came back till tonight. Someone else told me to come here and talk to her, the weird gas station attendant. Little TV, that is a damned antique for you. But that is a damned antique. And if I open it up, it looks like the dials are all corroded and the screen is leaking light a bit. Sure, go for it. Knock yourself out. Creepy view of the farmhouse again. The most zoomed in the game ever gets. Tubes are all messed up. Been in a swamp. It's moss growing on it. She's got spare tubes? Wow. CRTs. A little bit to the left. Contacts are dirty. Don't go tell my customers I clean up old vacuum tubes with spit. Whoa. Gnarly. Hey, it's Kentucky Route Zero. I love how the stuff in this game slowly comes into focus. Like, I wonder how they plan that sort of thing, you know? It's a very specific kind of art direction. I wonder if there's any trenches into me already being here, going through the portal. End of Act 1. That seems like a good stopping point, Leon. I can credit you the 3 or 4 minutes or so, once it gives me a chance to save here. Oh, Chamberlain, your application. Thank you for your application to the Gaston Trust for the Imagined Architectures Annual Fellowship. Did not select your application. Sorry for the condescending form letter. I love your work. Just do the mail here. Let's see. Last saved a minute ago. Perfect. Controlling a new character that was mentioned earlier. Cool. We got one more subblock game today. We'll go ahead and switch to it. I liked Kentucky Route Zero. That's a cool game. It reminds me of like David Lynch movies and TV shows. Be back in a few minutes with Pokemon Let's